Last month, we reached a new milestone with 2 billion views if you stand long enough in the lobby of the Espina's Palace Hotel in Tehran or in the back rooms of the Omni Shoreham in Washington, where the exiled diaspora gathers to whisper. You begin to understand something essential. The story of Iran is not really a story about religion. It is a story about power, absolute power, suffocating, paranoid, and deeply human. We look at the Islamic Republic and see turbans, beards, and revolutionary slogans, but strip away the aesthetics and you find something far more familiar. You find a court, a royal court, one that operates on whispers, rivalries, and fear, the same machinery that once surrounded the peacock throne. The 1979 revolution did not erase the monarchy. It executed a hostile takeover of its infrastructure. The furniture changed, the ideology shifted, the logic of power did not. To understand Tehran today, you must understand Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the Shah. In the 1970s, he dreamed of transforming Iran into a modern superpower. Oil money flowed, the state expanded, and to force modernization, he built Savak, a security apparatus designed to control society from above. It was ambition wrapped in arrogance, and it collapsed under its own weight. Fast forward, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei now presides over a system that mirrors the Shah's almost perfectly, only in reverse. The Shah leaned west, the clerics defined themselves against it, but the pillars are identical. The Imperial Guard became the Urj-CA. The Pahlavi Foundation became the Banyads, vast, opaque economic empires loyal only to the regime. Power never moved locations, only ownership changed. This is a country shaped by a century of foreign interference, British, American, yet the ultimate irony is that the state learned to treat its own people like hostile outsiders. Suspicion became policy. The genius of the Islamic Republic is not competence, it is design. A fractured system where failure is outsourced. The elected government manages inflation, unemployment, and diplomacy and takes the blame. Hovering above it all is the Supreme Leader's office, untouchable, unaccountable. This is not a deep state as metaphor, it is written into the Constitution. The Urj is not merely a military force, it is a conglomerate. It builds infrastructure, controls smuggling routes, dominates telecommunications, and profits from sanctions. It is the Praetorian Guard that realized guarding the palace was less profitable than owning it. Sanctions don't weaken this system, they harden it. They crush the middle class while enriching those who live off black markets and loyalty networks. This is a mafia state with theology attached. Loyalty is the only stable currency. When we talk about Iran's nuclear ambitions, we tend to overthink them. This is not about apocalypse. It is about insurance. Nuclear latency is regime survival protection against the fate of Saddam or Gaddafi. Ironically, the Shah wanted the same leverage in the 1970s. Only the wrapping paper has changed. Foreign policy is expansion because domestic legitimacy has expired. Influence is exported through proxies in Lebanon, Iraq, Yemen, because the revolutionary brand no longer sells at home. Inside Iran, policy is stagnation. A young, educated, globally connected population is governed by a gerontocracy terrified of the internet. Every crisis, water shortages, currency collapse, protests is answered the same way, security forces, batons, tear gas, and here history begins to rhyme. In 1978, the Shah was isolated, ill, surrounded by yes men, blaming unrest on foreign agitators. He had a feared security state and a population in revolt. Today, the parallels are unmistakable. An aging supreme leader, long rumored to be sick, a sealed inner circle, a public chanting against the system. And once again, every protest is blamed on foreign enemies. The tragedy of Iran is cyclical. The revolution that promised liberation replicated the tyranny it overthrew. Savak became Vivek. Evin prison kept the same cells, only the portraits on the wall changed. The Islamic Republic is now an oil-dependent, militarized autocracy terrified of its own youth. So where does this leave us? In suspended animation. The regime survives because it is willing to use a level of brutality the Shah ultimately rejected. History tells us systems built on coercion alone do not last forever, but they can last a very long time. The West keeps searching for moderates, ignoring that moderation is treated as a disease within this system. What we are watching is a slow collision between